Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Students hit the books today as a new school year has begun for public schools. Also tonight, plans are being discussed about the future of Hopwood Middle School campus. And CHCC has details about a program that helps community members manage hypertension. In sports, a Labor Day Island tradition continues, just not on the island. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
"48 hours. That's all we get in a week. But those 48 hours, we try to make them last forever. How? By filling in fast with all the right stuff. With a lot of laughter, a little drama, some adventure, and a whole lot of love."
Dad, Mom's here.
It happens pretty quick,
Bye, Dad.
but it's cool. Because the rest of the week, we talk about our plans
You want to go to the beach?
on how to make the next 48 hours last us a lifetime.
Bubblegum Shrimp Company opens daily at 11 a.m. Located on Beach Road in the heart of Garapan.
Hafa Day, Tirwami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Tuesday, September 3rd, 2019. An individual has been arrested for a recent burglary and theft at an establishment in Gualarai. 48-year-old Jeffrey Castro Aldon was transported to the Department of Corrections over the weekend after confessing to burglary and theft at the DCBNC Technology Company in Gualarai. On Friday, August 30th, the Department of Public Safety was called to the technology company after surveillance footage showed Aldon removing the company generator. Aldon had also tampered with 3 of the surveillance cameras. On separate security footage, officers saw a white Toyota Corolla leaving the scene soon after. Officers received tips from individuals confirming Aldon's residence in the village of Papago. Officers located Aldon and arrested him the same day. Bail is set at $500,000. And the Department of Public Safety also arrested 4 juveniles for the theft of a vehicle in Garapan. On Monday, officers pulled over a vehicle traveling northbound on Chalampala Arnold Road with one working tail light. The vehicle swerved to the opposite side of the road near Piggy House Restaurant and parked where 4 individuals fled on foot. Officers located the suspects where they learned the group was walking around Garapan and noticed an unlocked vehicle with keys in the ignition. The 4 suspects were arrested and cleared with CHCC before being transported to the Department of Corrections Juvenile Detention Center, where they were booked and detained. Bail has been set at $5,000 for each defendant. Students hit the books today as the 2019-2020 school year has kicked off for public schools. We head over to the oldest elementary school on the island to check out their first day. William S. Regis is the first elementary school on the island of Saipan, opening its doors in 1946.
After the destruction of Saipan in 1944, after the invasion, the schools were in hiatus for about 2 years, and in 1946, the Finley School for Native children was opened. And That was the first public school under the American Trust Territory Administration.
But who exactly is William S. Regis?
Mr. William S. Regis was our first education director. Okay, before there was a PSS back in 1986 or 89, and he led the schools immediately after the war in 1946. So prior to the school being called William S. Regis Elementary School, it was Chalankanoa School. And then prior to that, it was the Findlay School for Indigenous Children.
And 73 years later, students pack their backpacks and head to the classroom to begin another year at William S. Regis. How do you feel about starting back school?
Well, I feel great because I get to meet my friends from 3rd grade.
Awesome, 3rd grade. So what are you looking forward to for today?
Well, to learn new things.
Yeah? Are you excited?
Yes.
How do you feel about starting back school?
Nervous.
Yeah? What are you looking forward to the most?
Math.
What's the most exciting thing about today?
School's really fun.
But when asked what they like most about school, some students seem to be at a loss of words. What do you like most about school?
Like doing math. And reading. And doing the test, and then doing the subject.
What do you like most about school?
I don't really know. Science.
William S. Regis Elementary School is one of the 7 schools that are still in half sessions, as many of the classrooms were destroyed during Super Typhoon U2. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. And speaking of schools that were destroyed as a result of Super Typhoon U2, Hopwood Middle School is one. And the students attending that school are starting back this year in tents.
We're very fortunate that we have a temporary campus that accommodates 900 some students. Unfortunately, we have many challenges that we are encountering since we moved here, and one of them is the facility itself. We do not have enough facility to really accommodate the students. We don't have any cafeteria. That's one challenge that we really have in the campus. We also do not have any sports facilities that help students, do some outdoor activities. We have no covered walkway, so students really, it's a challenge when it rains. Students get wet when they do transitions. So those are some of the challenges that we have here at the campus.
Hopwood Middle School has started back full-day sessions, but is one of the schools whose campus was destroyed by Super Typhoon U2, where out of the 54 classrooms, 19 were not affected, leaving 35 classrooms that must be repaired.
Well, right now we are still looking at doing the repairs at the existing facilities, only because of financial challenges. We are still waiting on FEMA to approve the project worksheet. So yes, we have an approved project worksheet, but that's for content. So that will cover like some of the collateral equipment that were damaged, the instructional materials. What we're waiting for is the bigger one, and that's the structure project worksheet. Once those have been approved, then we'll be able to move forward making the project, doing the repairs.
Currently, 900 students are attending class in air-conditioned tents, and while plans are being made between HMS administration and the commissioner, repairs are delayed due to funds.
I know there's questions out there in regards to what about just doing the repairs? Well, right now we're not getting the funds that we need, due to our economic situation. We are, like I said earlier, we are working with the legislature to, really try to pump in money so that we can begin the work. So I know the SNILE committee are looking at creative ways to making that possible, taking a look at the different schools within the precincts and having them, help us out with the repairs with that while we're waiting for the FEMA funds to be available.
PSS Commissioner Muña says vendors that have already done work must be paid first in order to begin work on repairing the remainder of these schools that were damaged from Super Typhoon Yutu.
There's one issue that we're working with the legislature to help us resolve. Obviously, as a result of Super Typhoon Yutu, we had more schools that were in double session. We were able to get those schools out. For example, Dandan. We were able to get Dandan Middle School out of double session because we were able to do the repairs. Same with Marianas High School. Because their schools sustained minor damages, we were able to hire contractors to go in and do the work. Our biggest issue, we have contractors ready to work. We were able to secure a $1 million grant from OIA. That grant is available. We're ready to move forward with the projects, but before contractors begin, the repairs, we need to pay them what we owe them from the work that's been done. And that work is included in the reimbursement from FEMA. So legislature or the SMILE committee is working with us to provide us with those funds to be able to pay our vendors back so that we can begin the work doing the repairs at the schools.
And Commissioner Muña says they are requesting assistance from SNILD to secure funding as well.
The funding that we are working with the SMILE, that's coming out of the casino revenue that came in. So we are working, we're trying to secure, money. I don't know exactly how much we'll be getting, but we did submit our request for their assistance.
Commissioner Muña says they are hoping they will receive the money to pay the vendors in the next week or two so that construction can begin. But this currently leaves HMS in the planning process.
We're still in the planning process, so once a month we will be meeting with the commissioner on how we can actually transition from this temporary campus to the old campus that we have. So of course there's going to be a lot of planning, and we're in that process right now.
But even though students are hitting the books in not the most ideal classroom, they are excited to kick off another school year with many things to look forward to.
So we're very excited because we still have initiatives that we implement in this school year, and we're very excited for our students to come back to school and have fun while learning, and we are looking forward to make sure that we maximize their learning in the campus.
A male is still in custody that is facing count 1 of theft combined with count 1 of disturbing the peace, domestic violence. Today in court, a status conference is continued for 27-year-old Peterson Keju. On March 30th, 2019, Keju took a black iPhone X from a female, and on June 3rd, Keju threatened to burn down a household member's home. A competency hearing for Keju was requested. Associate Judge Kenneth Govindo has continued the status conference to October 22nd at 1:30 p.m. The Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation has created a program to help community members manage hypertension. Take a listen. Hypertension, also known as high blood pressure, affects over half of the adults in the CNMI, as presented in a 2016 report given by the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation. And many are not even aware they have it.
Hypertension is one of the most common non-communicable diseases in the CNMI. It's really based on your blood pressure levels. So if they're high enough, then it's usually treated with medication, but before any of that happens, you actually have to see a doctor.
And identifying hypertension is an issue. That's why the Hypertension Identification Control Program was created.
Some of the symptoms are, I like to say, if you have any dizziness, trouble breathing, having difficulty walking, also just not feeling like yourself. You may not have a fever or anything like that, but you just feel like something's going on with you. So oftentimes that's one of the first things that happens when you come into a doctor's office is they get your vital signs, and taking your blood pressure is associated with that.
This is the second year CHCC is running the project, which is designed to help community members identify hypertension in their lives.
With the Director of Public Health, Mrs. Margaret Torres-Aldan, and our CEO, Ms. Esther Muña, we decided that we were going to pilot a project that was focused on 20 individuals that would walk into our family care clinic who had never been diagnosed with hypertension, have never taken medication for it, and any of those things, and take the innovative approach of really working with them and empowering them to take control of hypertension, especially because it would be the first diagnosis that they've ever had.
The program lasted 3 months, where the first and second visit with the doctor is paid for. Everyone gets a free pair of walking shoes and a nutrition guide.
Our program is focused on the main things of getting seen by a physician, medication compliance, physical activity, and nutrition, which are all part of not just, I want to say, public health, but I think healthcare overall in general.
Palacios says although the program was successful and has ended, the relationship with the 20 patients has not, as the CHCC interns working in the program are continuing to reach out to give encouragement to stay on the path to fight hypertension.
So far, based on our preliminary data, more than half of our participants have gone from poorly controlled hypertension to controlled on their blood pressure, and then also all of the participants from the beginning of the program, they showed a drop in their blood pressure.
For the follow-ups, we usually call them. We scheduled a weekly interview with them, ask them how they're doing, are they taking their medications, or do you have any side effects? And then we ask them to are you recording your BP measurements? Because when we give them the blood pressure cuffs, it comes with a booklet, and then they write down their measurements, and then we ask them over the phone, and then they give us their BP measurements, and then we ask them how stressed they are you doing any physical activity, dieting properly, and then the response we've been getting back is pretty good. They enjoyed the weekly interviews. Building a relationship with them was really good.
Palacios says they are looking to apply this in Tinian and Rhoda on the next round of tackling hypertension. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. Coming up, we tell you about one of the largest fundraisers on island. You won't want to miss this event. Find out more after the break.
Get the phone plan you're looking for at IT&E. Stay connected with the strongest, widest, and most reliable network in the Marianas. Stream, share, play, shop, and surf the web with super fast 4G LTE data. Whether you need just a few gigabytes of data to get by, or if you want to go further with unlimited data, there's a plan for you. You'll always get the best price. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more. IT&E. Explore your world.
Okay, so what are we thinking today?
Oh, I just need a trim.
Okay, well, luckily you are in great hands. Perfect.
The $1 stylus deal.
Is that it?
That's it.
Or you could get a real deal. McDonald's buy one get one for $1 deal is here. Buy one of your faves and choose another for just an extra buck. Choose from the Big Mac, filet of fish, quarter pounder with cheese, and 10-piece chicken McNuggets, but only for a limited time.
Winigi PHI Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Ihinim Lomo.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere ayor sumaye ukalweres ren, kutsu wayor safeye emal ebalusyu klalyam weres.
Inumin ng inyong gamot ayon sa inireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong pharmaceutical.
We accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
PHI Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The Green Gala is right around the corner. It's a must-attend event that normally sells out. Our Chris Nelson speaks with MENA Executive Director Roberta Guerrero.
This gala is really about that celebration of community and their concern for the future of where we're going, you know, for our kids and future generations. If we don't do something today, it's gone tomorrow.
This is the 7th annual gala, and it will be held at the Fiesta Resort on September the 14th.
We have the Environmental Heroes Award, which goes typically to a school or an environmental club at schools around the island for the work that they do on their campuses with their own conservation action plans. We give a Green Business of the Year award, and that's always given to a business who really embraces the idea of environmental sustainability in their business practices, as well as giving back to the community. And then we have Green Champion Award, and this is an individual who really steps forward and takes a lead in a lot of conservation projects. And it's open to the public to make their nominations, and the nominations come in to me, and then I share them with our board of directors. So we have 7 people on our board of directors, and so it's the majority of the votes select the winners. And so we're excited. Last year we had some amazing champions and winners. We had Mount Carmel School last year. We had N15 Architects last year, and we also had Kathy Ugnovich last year.
This year, Mina has been busy planting trees, lots and lots of trees.
We had a goal initially of 300 trees to plant between May and the end of the program. We've exceeded that number. It's now almost like 630 trees. Okay. We've got over 300 community volunteer members coming out, school groups, athletic groups, to help do the planting. Our whole idea is to plant trees, native species trees as well, so that we know that their rate of survival, it's got a higher percentage rate. So.
Thank you, Chris. All right, coming up, runners and bikers stage a competition through the raw, rugged hills of Marpeak. Raw, rugged sports coming up next.
Faster, easier to use. With live TV, recordings, video on demand, and streaming apps, all in a single place. When you're looking for something new, recommendations are tailored to you. Voice-powered, personalized results to find what you want faster. And the unlimited potential of smart home. The new experience from TiVo is here.
Traveling or laying over on Guam? Don't wait around. Zip into Guam Adventures Zipline Park inside the Hilton Resort and Spa. Guides will take you through a series of zips, starting with a mountain course and then zip over the ocean with spectacular views of Tumon Bay. 6 zip lines in all deliver a thrilling experience, and it's family friendly, so bring the kids ages 6 and up. You'll love the security of double lines and a new braking system to make riding smoother. The towers are named after the islands in the Marianas. We call it the Island Hopper. Your guides will teach you what you need to know to soar through the jungle with a bird's eye view. Best of all, for residents of Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, you can book this experience at 20% savings. Log on to GuamAdventures.com and during checkout, use offer code HAFA20. Book it and zip it today. We'll even pick you up.
Hi, I'm Thelma, a certified ophthalmic assistant here at Marianas Eye Institute. Today we want to talk to you about your eyes and how to take care of them for a lifetime of good vision.
Pink eye has a number of different causes, including viruses, bacteria, irritants such as shampoos or pool chlorine, or even allergies.
Conjunctivitis, or as it's more commonly known, pink eye, is a common infection affecting the white part of the eye. Unfortunately, this condition is very contagious and can rapidly spread through a family and a school.
Pink eye is not a serious health risk if diagnosed promptly. Pink eye in newborn babies, however, should be reported to a doctor immediately, as it could be a vision-threatening infection.
Pink eye usually lasts about 7 to 10 days, but if we put you on some drops, those drops will speed up the recovery and also protect other people from catching it from you.
Many eye issues can be treated right here on Saipan. Come see for yourself.
This has been Dr. Dennis Williams of the Marianas Eye Institute.
sports fans. Brenda sports fans, once upon a time, softball was king of the island, and then all the softball players moved to the States. Well, in the good old days, there were Labor Day softball tournaments here on Saipan. In the new days, there are tournaments in Oregon, Idaho, Washington, California, Arizona, and Las Vegas. In Beaverton, Oregon, Luther Taylor hits the first home run of the CNMI Labor Day softball tournament, playing for Portland Fat Boys. Hey, remember A.J. Allen? He was a little leaguer. There he is. He was an all-star here. In the previous decade after graduating from Saipan Southern High School, he played baseball, shortstop at Lynn Benton College in Beaverton, and then he recruited this team, Nishan, who went 8-1 in the tournament, and they defeated Pac Chain from Boise, Idaho in the finals. Some of the team, Leonard Camacho, Steve Cabrera, Samuel Flores, Dom Worthy, Ryan Ashley, Tudela, and others. Next year, the tournament's going to move to Boise, Idaho. The CNMI Labor Day softball tournament was inaugurated in 2005 and has been held each year in rotating locations, using softball as an excuse to bring the Saipan community back together again. How about that? Triathlon season is pretty much 365 days a year here, thanks to Saipan's equitable weather. Does rain so often, I don't know. All right, last Saturday we had 2/3 of a triathlon, so let's call it a duathlon.
Yano! You're on TV!
The Saipan Triathlon Association and ITNE sponsored the 2019 Off-Road Duathlon and Trail Run last Saturday in beautiful Marpy. Good morning. Well, good morning. '87 early bird sprung out of bed early to compete in the 6 different races. Kimmy McKagan wins the women's duathlon. There were also relay teams. This one was stationed at the edge of the Cowtown jungle. The raw ruggedness of Marpy helps make this course especially spectacular. Sylvia Mandala likes to run, but this was her first time to do it out here in a real race. Why'd you do it?
I want something new. I always run at the pathway.
Yeah.
And I think this is more better, more adventurous.
This is your first real race?
Yes.
This event worked by the Saipan Triathlon Association, which will also staff the triathlon for the Pacific Mini Games on Saipan in 2021. Florence Antonia was in Samoa this summer for the Pacific Games. He notes one big difference between the course layout there and the ones here.
Is the CNMI ready, capable of hosting that event?
Yes. That's one thing. I went to Samoa and, I evaluate how they do the triathlon. And I learned that you don't need, for example, the bike route. You don't need to go all the way to that 20K. You have to make it 3 loops or 4 loops, so the viewers would be staying in that short distances.
It's important to have volunteers along the course to make sure they don't go the wrong way.
Go You're going the wrong way! You turn here!
Oh, speedster.
He's going back to work.
Going back to work. He's going back to work. He's going to be there pretty quick.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
All right, tropical storm 14W is moving from the Marshall Islands and forecast to hit Japan next week as a typhoon. Today's high, briefly 90 degrees before the rain came in, low 79, heat index way up there to 107, humidity 84%, very sticky. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, isolated showers, southwest winds 10 to 15, high 89, low 79, seas 4 to 5. Sunrise 6:04, sunset 6:27.
Alrighty, well, thank you, Bob, for that weather report.
Well, thank you for all the news. That was a lot of news.
Yes. And thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your night and tune in tomorrow night at 6.
Good night.